Hey guys, Rob here with a new video finally. Sorry it's taking me so long, but I must have made what 3 or 4 videos now that I can't upload to you guys because well, I know that nobody will get him. That's the problem. This is welcome to my nightmare. You know, there's nothing worse than knowing something about something that other people don't know and therefore don't believe you. And I noticed that, a lot of the videos that I make, I put out in a rush thinking that, well, people will just understand what I'm showing them, and that's just not the case. So I'm trying to be more careful about how complicated of a video I put out because, a complicated video is nothing but ammo for trolls, I guess, I don't know, people that don't see very far into things, or whatever. I guess I don't know. There's something weird about this whole thing that's unusual because I'm the first one to realize that I think that it's odd that we have a planet of with scientists on it, and I think it's odd that, well, how could I be right? If they're all wrong, and I don't get it either, but what can I say, though? This is pretty freaking simple, actually, to see that it really is simple to see that plate tectonics is wrong. I mean, it's really simple, and it's really easy to debunk plate tectonics. For me, it is, and it's so easy. It's so I'm gonna put out a simple video that I'm gonna claim that can't be debunked. I mean, and it's as simple as I can make it, okay? Because I think scientists would even have a hard time getting my other videos. So let me just break it down as simple as I can. Here's Antarctica. Here's the peninsula of Antarctica. Here is some features coming off the peninsula of Antarctica. And then what you got is what they claim is a ridge, the Southwest Indian Ridge. And to be honest with you, I like plate tectonics and stuff like that, and I never even heard of this ridge until recently. So, which I find a little odd. They seem to parade the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, but you don't hear nothing about this ridge. And I want to tell you that this ridge right here is probably the most important land feature on this planet that I have found, because well, it's like the inside. It's basically almost an image of the creation of our planet itself, the main inner piece. And what I claim that is the vortex. These surface features, I claim, are made by the core of our planet, because they have to be. There's no other logical reasoning that all these would realign, and they do. And what I want to show you is that if you follow this ridge and you zoom in, what you'll notice is it comes to a point here, and then you got a half a circle here, a semicircle with lines running through it, which makes me think that this hits each one of these lines in a circle, in a circular motion. If you go beyond that, you can see that there's a line coming off of it. And then what you see, if you back out, you'll see that you have India. So if you take a look at this, you'll see that you got this, and then you got India, but you got the Himalayas right here. You take a look at the Himalayas, they claim this is a collision, but when you look at it, it's a half circle, just like this one, except for it's upside down. So the next logical step, and correct me if I'm wrong if this is not scientific enough for anybody, but the next logical step would be to take an image of this and flip it around and line it up with this and see what happens, right? I wouldn't just ignore it and go, oh no, there's plates there, forget it, don't even bother. The plates said that they're not real, whatever. But let me just show you what happens when you do this. Okay, here we go. And I hate to say this, but the problem that every geologist and seismologist and geophysicist and whoever thinks about the planet, the biggest problem that they're going to have with what I'm showing you is that they line up. There's no maybes about it. There's no, oh, it's just a coincidence. Because I can then prove it further by taking these areas and then moving them into straight on shots so you can see how these areas line up. But let's just show you. I'm going to see if I can make this clearer. Hold on. Hopefully that did it. Okay, it's still kind of hard to see. Hold on a second. Okay, it's a little better, but you see my problem that I have is when I have these complicated images, they go against me. They really do. It becomes an incredible task to make these possible, seeable, but yet not too much, not too it has to be just right, or it's almost impossible to see. But you can see that here's an arch, and I'm gonna go ahead and just line it right up, and hopefully you can see the precision. There is a precision right here that can't be matched. I'm not kidding, because when I say that these match up with the peaks of the Himalayas, I'm not kidding around. They match exactly, not almost, and they'll match exactly no matter who does it or what resolution they use. I don't care if it's a supercomputer, these are still going to line up with the peaks, almost as if they gouged this out, like scraped across it or were underneath. There's no telling. But the thing is that they match up, and that is significant. This is not something to scoff at or just call crazy and move on, like that's usually what I get. It's so frustrating, actually, that anyway, so moving on, take a look at this. So if that doesn't move you, or you're a scientist and you thinking, so what? Well, then take a look at the other features. I dimmed it out so that we can see. When you see this, you'll see that India is over here. But I'm concerned with this India right here. There's a reason why that one's there and so close. But when you look at this, you can see that these align. You even got like that. And then when you look at this, you see these marks right here. They line up with this, but more things happen too. When you move this over, you can move this from here. These are reoccurring patterns. Reoccurring patterns should be one of the biggest things in geology and seismology and geophysics, but they're not even acknowledged. Okay, that tells you that there's something wrong with our science, because this is our planet's surface features, and they're all reoccurring patterns of the same thing. See how that fits right in there? Right there. It goes from here to here, and it matches really well. There's a relationship here for sure, guaranteed. You can see that it plays right into it with these markings here. This arm looking thing. See how that also looks like the arm, because these are reoccurring patterns. See how it fits in again? These are reoccurring patterns. Even though the Earth's curvature distorts them, They still line up. Pull these lines back. Go like this. Push the lines forward. If you can see the lines, hopefully you can. You can see that they stop right there. And they still are lining up with these features here. Some are changing directions. This is that vortex. And it flips around, and then it will fit again, because this is spinning around in a circle. That's why I can move it back and forth. And it lines up again and again. Look at right here. Fits in with the markings there, right? We can agree on that, I would think. And then if somebody's still not convinced that this is correct, well, then wouldn't the next step be to take these areas right here and bring them over in center and see what they look like for accuracy? Now, what are the odds? If I was wrong, it would be so easy to discredit me, because this would not line up with anything over here. There's no way that the coincidence that this would line up and this would line up, and they're opposite sides of the planet. Okay, so here we go. Here's India. I basically rotated the planet, and I rotated the overlay. And this is a subduction zone in plate tectonics. This is like the main subduction zone. This is probably the most popular one that there is on the planet. It's well known, no doubt about it. It's called the subduction zone right here. And they claim that this is where plates go to die. And they claim that, or well, people will claim that the Ring of Fire is proof that that's what's happening. Well, that's misidentified. It's an opinion based on data, and because we're human, it's easy to come up with the wrong opinion when you're reading your data, especially if you think that what you see at that time is how it always is, and that's where they messed up. But take a look. I'm going to bring this in. This is Africa. It's going underneath the subduction zone, and it's coming in, and you'll notice that a couple things are happening. There's a point right here, and let me make this more transparent and back out a little bit. Africa's a hard, Africa's one of my hardest overlays because of the contrasting colors that they put in there. It really screws things up and makes it difficult to see, but let me dim it out a little bit. Okay, so here it is. Hopefully we can see this. It's going to be difficult, but you can see that there are alignments here. You just have to be patient with it because of the contrasting. But you can see when you move this around that these are all related with the markings here. All of it. And you can almost get the impression that this is going to flip in and rotate. And you know, here's Japan, of course. And there's most likely going to be a flipping around too, because this is a recurring theme that I run into. What's trippy is that you can tell that these are related. See how they don't look alike anymore, but when you line them up, they start to line up and match because they're related. As a matter of fact, you could say that India one of these is a baby version of India, or part of it. You could say that India might be part of the development to become Africa. And whatever, if people don't believe that I don't know what to tell you, man. But these alignments don't lie. They tell us that they tell the true story of the creation of our planet, because they are images of the core of our planet while it was creating the planet. The material that the planet was creating or moving coded the process that was creating our planet. So therefore, the surface features of our planet are images of its creation, step by step, by depth, and in order, and duplicated. And that's, I'm telling you, I can tell that that's the way it is. It's so easy to see. Now, this isn't even the best stuff, but this is where I got to start somewhere with you guys, and this will continue to do this. I can then move the next one around and see the alignments again, or better yet, I could move down here and take a look. You can already tell that this is okay. This copy is the North Pole. Down here, you're getting close to the South Pole, and these are the same thing, because these are images of a smaller planet, and that's why you're getting duplicates and triplicates, and it doesn't add up when you look at it. You're like, well, how could India be here and here? It's a smaller. These are images of a smaller planet. And when I say smaller planet, I'm saying, imagine that Africa is like the outer skin of a baseball, and you put it here like this, and then you take this part and you fold it around to this side. You're getting a planet here, and its skin, it's wrapping around. It's the planet. If the planet has increased in size, it has pulled open the skin flat. But if you were to make a planet about this size and wrap Africa around it, you'll begin to see that our planet must be increasing in size in cataclysmic spurts, growth spurts. It has to be. And the continents are the outer skin of smaller planets. Earths, smaller Earths, is what I'm trying to tell you. You can even say that as this wraps around, this probably wraps up to the top. And I don't know how more obvious I could make it, but it gets old. It gets old having a planet full of people that know better than you, even though they don't bother to do any overlays of their own. They just know better than you, and it's really annoying, actually. But you know, well, I mean, I can only do so much to try to show people the truth about this planet. You know, I guess it's up to them whether they want to the truth, or they're just gonna go ahead and get told what they're told. But I mean, really, come on, look. You can tell that wraps around. These are images. These are like a planet has exploded, basically exposing the layers that made it up. And I don't know if that's clear enough, but you know, I'll keep making these videos until somehow it becomes more obvious. So, because I feel like it's my job. I mean, I feel like this is something I'm supposed to do, and it seems important, actually. So, anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you guys got this video. I don't know. It's frustrating to me anymore. I don't really know. I can't tell anymore. Thanks for watching.